Everybody, welcome to the Gig App Worker Roundtable, Season 2, Episode something. After a long Season 1 of 120-something episodes. We have a panel here tonight. So we have Kim Side Money Plans, of course. We have Tom Kelly. We have Cheyenne, Gig Work Mama. We have Michelle Sleet, who runs the Doordash Drivers groups on Facebook, the two largest ones on Facebook. Again, guys, I put them into the show notes, so make sure you're getting in there, especially for most of you anyway, both, but for most of you into the advanced one. And then we have Miko for a first time joining us here tonight. And oddly, Miko is also a first-time podcast guest on my podcast next week. And what her and I will be talking about is going to be a little bit different than just what we run through here on the roundtable kind of stuff. We're going to get a little deeper into some things that have been going on. So welcome, Miko.
She was saying her mic wasn't working, so she'll hopefully come back in.
Oh, I said welcome, and she like disappeared. I didn't do it, guys.
She's like, peace.
Yes, that was the real person. That was not AI or anything weird. Two quick things. First thing, just because I'm going to tag them in it, and we were talking about it backstage. And I really think it's ridiculous. Kim pointed this out, and I think it's ridiculous. Streamyard was bought by another company, and as soon as they bought it, they raised the prices. They took away a few features on the first tier payment program, and then their enterprise one too, that has a green room and some other features for those of you that don't know. But now they actually have the balls to raise the price to, I don't remember what it's been, 25, 20,
25, something like that.
Something like that for the first tier. And now they have the balls that's going to be what, 40, Kim, starting
45.
40. Well, okay, so like that's the enterprise version right now is 45.
Yeah.
So that's just going to be the normal version is going to be 45?
Yeah.
Okay, so StreamYard, what up? We got 6 creators here. I'm going to tag you in this. I expect a comment in the comments below because a lot of the viewers will read this. I'm going to put it on Twitter and tag you guys in it because I know you're very quick. I've had you respond to things many times when I've been coming to Podcast Movement. You guys get back to me within an hour during the business day. So tomorrow, which when you see this will be Friday morning, maybe tonight, but by Friday morning, you'll see this. And I do expect a comment in the response from StreamYard or a StreamYard official. Otherwise, I will put the Twitter link out to everybody on where to harass them. So StreamYard, that's it. You're warned. Some good news. And again, don't let the political part throw you at all. Doesn't matter where you stand on this. Ways and Means Republicans pass repeal of $600 reporting threshold for Venmo and PayPal users today.
Oh.
So it's gone. All of us that thought we were going to have to report 600 or more because of the current administration.
Breaking up, Steve.
Am I?
I didn't hear him break up.
No, I hear him.
Oh. So the $600 that was going to have to be reported, now it's back to 20 grand.
Nice.
So to us anyway, I mean, hopefully to all you guys.
Like,
that's good news. And it's not that, that we're trying to hide things. It's just that's been that way since I've been born. I mean, I don't know. The fact that they've been pushing this and this was going to finally be the year. I'm glad to hear that it was shot down in committee today. It was oddly, and again, I do have to at least say this because it's just fact. I mean, every Republican voted to put it back to 20,000. Every Democrat voted for it to go to 600. So they want that from us. And I got to point this out, though. They did address the fact of 90% of the tax burden that was going to result from the $600 or more would all fall to people making less than $200,000 a year.
Hey, did you say the Ways and Means Committee?
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out, yes, to Jason Smith, congressman from Missouri, who's the chair of that committee.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who helped kill this gets major kudos because this is ridiculous. This was ridiculous. It's been ridiculous for years, but they finally killed it. So thank the Lord. I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy too, because that goes for content creation, that goes for selling on Etsy or eBay, or even having a garage sale. You could have a garage sale, make $700. You now have to report it all. Come on. What's up, Frank? What's up, Gigwise? What's up, Jason Gregory? What's up, Sheila? Hey, Traveler, how you doing? What's up, Brandon? Who else is in here? What's up, Thomas Mathis? Hey, Lisa. Hope I'm not missing anybody. I'm moving a little quick here. What's up, Anthony? Terry, Bubba Sue, fight. What is it? Fight these are pants.
No, fight the serpent.
Oh, fight the serpent. What's up, Gigan? What's up, Carnifage? What's up, Dashing Maverick? You see you're represented? You got the shirts on right now. And I think I got everybody. Oh no, maybe I'm not down to the bottom yet. And what's up, Becky Harris? Hi. Hi, Eve and Oscar. How are you? Caleb, I hope I'm saying, if I get your name wrong, correct me, please, because I don't like getting it wrong twice. What's up, Rick? What's up, Christopher Taylor? What's up, Derek? And take everybody. And KD free. Think I got everybody. What's up?
So I have a question for that 20,000 thing. So if you make $1,000 somewhere, you don't have to declare it?
You like a gig app? No. I mean, that doesn't apply to gig apps or like doing work, or if like you're an LLC or your own business, that still all has to be reported. Okay. This is for
cash transactions like on Venmo.
Yeah, like Venmo and PayPal were going to be majorly audited if you took in more than $600.
Right.
Interesting. And you talk about us? We still have to declare.
But you guys as a whole country were like, we just don't pay taxes.
What's taxes? You're like, what's taxes?
Like you do a little side deal and you still have to declare that.
Yeah, we still have to declare our money, but we're all looking for loopholes all the time.
Of course.
Maybe do you guys have what they call loopholes in the law?
We do. It's not so that's the other crazy thing. Like you see a lot of American content creators and they're talking about like the different loopholes that they have. And then you look at like for the equivalent here and I'm like, we don't have that like at all.
Well, that's why I was asking. So I'm thinking maybe you don't have loopholes.
Like there are some you have to really dig and try to figure out how you're going to do it, but it's not as easy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like corporations don't flock to Canada.
Yeah,
because they can find tax loops.
No, not at all. It's actually super complicated for them.
Yeah, again, just a difference. But for us, this has been a big deal. It's been going on for years. And to watch it go down is amazing.
Okay.
But I do, hopefully Tom read this. I know he was reading it a minute ago. I do want to hear about it because I didn't even have time to read it yet. The title of the article I saw, there was a bunch, was Looking for Trouble, Men on Horseback Shoot at DoorDash Driver in Fort Bend County, Houston, which is where Tom is. So Tom, did you read it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm actually quite, hold on a quick second here, Steve. Let me do something. All right. There we go. So you can share that.
Okay.
So it's really interesting the way Houston's been growing. We grew from Houston down to Galveston. That's where I'm at, halfway in between the two. And we grew north, grew west, but we didn't really
just grow. So everybody knows, and me, because I don't have my gammas in. Is Galveston the one closest to the water?
Yeah, Galveston's right here. Okay.
I don't see anything
right
moving, but okay.
Yeah, let me move it over here. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Galveston's
okay,
down
okay,
here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm right there, right
Okay.
next to the water, up here near in the bay. But this is the Gulf of Mexico. So RShare, this area of Pearland has been the big growth spot the last 10 years.
Okay.
RShare's the next piece down, and there's lots of growth there all of a sudden. I've been there, I'm not exaggerating, 10 times in the last month, where I've never been there before last month. And now it's just growing so fast. And every time I drive there, the people I'm with are like, yeah, it's growing crazy. It's going crazy. Apparently, some of the people in RShare aren't liking this going crazy. And so they've taken to slowing down the world.
What?
And so they keep blocking traffic, and they're like purposely trying to mess things up there. And apparently, this DoorDash driver, you can take it off the screen. This DoorDash driver was going from Pearland to RShare. It's about 15 minutes. It's a long trip. And there's nothing in RShare right now other than housing developments going up really quickly. And it's one of those where the roads and the system there aren't ready for the number of people that are already moving. Okay, they're just not ready. And a lot of farmland. I mean, I picked up one driver the other night who he drives from RShare there on the south side of Houston to the north side of Houston, about an hour and a half away every day, and sells grocery products. He works at a farm. He backs his truck into the farm. They load up his truck every morning, 4:30 a.m. He's up on the north side by 6 a.m. and goes to a bunch of different places on the north side of Houston, and they buy corn and soybeans and whatever else they've grown fresh, and then comes back down again. RShare doesn't have street lights. It is so dark at night. It scares me. It really, I mean, you can't see anything.
But is that because it's farmland? Because I know that when I go east, I'm in the farmland too, and that's just what it is.
It's like driving through Nebraska. I mean, there is nothing there except these. But you'll drive around for 20 minutes. You see nothing, and then all of a sudden, beautiful housing development with $500,000 homes, and then nothing again, and then another one. And so, some of the people in RShare, I guess, are just getting kind of obnoxious about the sudden growth. And this DoorDash driver, a couple guys were on horseback. They're not letting anybody pass. And this DoorDash driver started yelling at them, and they got upset, and words were exchanged, and he took off, and one of them shot his car, went through the trunk, through the back seat, and into the back seat. When the sheriffs actually found the bullet, and but nobody's these are good. Nobody's going to turn this guy in. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, but still, he's just trying to get the food where it's going.
Yes.
Is it just me, or am I still just trying to picture two guys on horses with guns trying to shoot at a DoorDash driver?
It looked like at first I thought it was just some stock image they were using for the story to bait me in, but it wasn't. There were two guys and horses on a dark highway.
Yeah, I see that all the time. That's not new.
Right, but they shouldn't be shooting at you.
We've got, I mean, if you go downtown, you're going to see cops on horseback, especially at night, all the time, all over the place. Oh, yeah.
I used to live in Katy.
Oh, did you? So yeah.
3.5 years.
Yeah. So Katy's out west. That was the fastest growing area. Katy went, if you were there, Miko, you know that Katy went from nothing to now the highway between Houston and Katy is the widest highway in the world. It has 16 lanes across. And it still gets slowed down.
The Autobahn.
16 lanes across.
They were doing the boardwalk.
I'm sorry, 24 lanes. 24 lanes across.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
a lot. And you can do 75, 70, 75, the speed limit.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about what some of us have been doing this week, because I did my live yesterday, like I told you guys, and I'm keep doing them on Wednesdays. Those long lives, I plugged Display Ride every time that it went off. We had a coffee in Colorado in the middle. It was impromptu. Tony and I met up. We and everybody had a good time. That was fun. But a couple things I just wanted to mention first. Do you remember? So when we did Para, before Para Works, there was Para merchandising. I don't know if you guys really remember this, but it was like merchandising where you go into the end of an aisle. You do like, it was basically to help Instacart shoppers make a little more money while they're there. Like if you're going to go do this Instacart shop while you're there, we had available offers all the time for everywhere in the Bay Area and about a 50-mile radius, where you could go in and just do like a tortilla count, rearrange it, take a picture of like, it was like a 4x4 at the end of an aisle. And we called it para merchandising. We paid you like the same that you were making from Instacart to shop for like 100 items for like 2 minutes of work while you were there. So you just doubled your money.
I remember the offer. It never became available in St. Louis, but
we didn't get very far. We had, but I mean, what we had in California was huge. I mean, we had every Safeway from Sacramento to San Francisco down to Half Moon Bay, and then up through wine country and everything around there. Every Safeway was ours. So it was pretty cool. We were working with a couple of companies, but now there's a company out that only does this. And it does it at Target and Safeway. And it's called Jive. It's JYVE. Jive. And it's a merchandising gig app. That's what they do. That's all they do. It says that they've raised 35 million. And you can, where was it that you can do? Because some of it was, I mean, it's a little more than we were doing. You can do, I thought I saw the list of jobs here. Oh, merchandising, stocking, ordering, display building, brand ambassadorship, shelf auditing, and e-commerce fulfillment. Part of that e-commerce fulfillment's probably getting orders ready for shop and pays and things like that, or for people just picking up, which I got to say, that was one of the things I did yesterday, was my first Uber, DoorDash, or Uber shop and pay. I'd never done one before, and I don't have the card. I had the card in my Apple Wallet. It all worked. All that part worked. I was a little unimpressed, and I got to say, like the Uber offer, other Uber offers were coming through that were the normal, just complete trash. And then that came through, and it ended up, I was very close to the target. It was for 7 items, and it ended up being about a little over $3 a mile. It was like 4 miles from the target. So I was like, I'll do this. I'll run in there. Didn't take long, and everything went well. What I didn't like was it said, it wasn't hand to me, but it said, and it wasn't meet at door, but it was in a way of, I have to hand this to you. Give to customer. I can't remember how it said it or what, but there was no getting around that. So they had a Ring doorbell. They had 2 Amazon packages, lived in a $750,000 home. That's, wherever it is, all the pop-up homes over there are the same price. But I hit the Ring doorbell. I moved the Amazon boxes to the side. I was setting that stuff down so it was out of the door's way. And they didn't even respond to the Ring doorbell. So curious question to all you guys who do this. What do you do? Because that was my first one.
You just text them, I'm here, and it starts a timer.
Yeah.
Okay, but then there's no picture, or these idiots aren't answering or aren't doing what they said.
That's what I'm saying. You have to let the timer run out, and it'll prompt you through all of that. But the only thing you have to do is text I'm here, just to let them know you're here, and it'll automatically start the timer. The only thing is Uber Eats timer is 8 minutes, not 5 minutes. So you have to wait like 8 minutes.
For real?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have done that anyway. So there's no way to just leave it?
I always call.
I mean, I'm not waiting 8 minutes for a response.
know, usually if you call and you text and you call and you text and you like literally hound them nonstop, someone will eventually answer. But I started as soon as like I'm like almost a block away. I'll say I'm here, so that way it starts like 2 minutes ahead of time.
Oh, so there's no geo zone, because I literally, if it's 8 minutes, could have just texted. It was 7 minutes from the store to the drop off. I could have just texted from the store. I'm here.
No, like you have
No.
to be like close to the house.
You have to be a lot closer.
Yeah, you have to be like on the block type of thing.
I mean, it won't let me do it, or you're saying don't do it?
No, it won't let you.
It won't let you.
Like it won't start the timer.
But I didn't even see that. I thought I really was looking. I'm like, where are my options here? I mean, maybe I did miss it. I don't
Usually
know.
on the bottom, there's the option if you don't know to do that. Usually on the bottom,
It didn't have
it'll say something.
it was my first one too. Again, you know, I've done Uber forever and Uber Eats, but I'd never done a shop and pay.
Did you have any substitutes to do?
No.
Good.
I had like 6 odd drinks, and they wanted a box of club crackers. Like they wanted a Pellegrino.
Oh,
They wanted a cucumber something Gatorade. They wanted and it was like one of each weird drink. So I had 6 of these strange drinks and a box of club crackers. And I'm thinking, and then I saw their Amazon packages at their $750,000 house. I'm hitting the Ring doorbell. I'm going, idiots. It says you want to get it. Come get it. So I just left it there and left. So did I break a lot of things I'm supposed to do?
So how'd you close it off? You put
Because I was also wondering why there's no pictures.
what'd you put to close it off? Hand it to customer? Like you put that you handed it
I
to the
don't
customer?
remember. I thought I just like put I'm leaving, or I just left somehow, or I just.
That is not in the app.
I think there's a
was
way
like,
to just
"Peace."
end it, because I was just like, I don't know. I mean, like it said completed. Like it moved
gotta get
on
an
and started
email in
sending
the
me
dash.
more offers. Was it wrong? I mean, why did it let me
Well-
move on?
It
'Cause
maybe
he
said
probably
handed to
just said that you
customer.
handed it to the customer and you didn't.
Oh. No, because I wouldn't have done, if it would have given me a prompt that said, "Did you hand this to the customer?" That would have stuck with me, because that's
it's
the
not a
kind of thing where I
question.
do make sure I do my job. Or I mean, never mind. Don't do that, I guess, guys. If you're new to
No.
shopping pays, I did it wrong. So things happen.
You got your tip?
Yeah, and I got an extra tip.
Oh, you see?
So whatever it was that came out to whatever, it wasn't much, but it was a couple bucks, but it came in, unless they were hiding it. I don't think Uber does that, but who
Yeah, they
knows?
hide.
We don't
Oh, they
know.
hide.
They hide.
all the time.
For $8.
Okay. Yeah, one day we're gonna have to make a list of all the pros and cons of each app.
Yeah.
DoorDash will very much be at the bottom, I'm sure.
Didn't you have us start to do that at the beginning of the year and then we just kind of forgot about it?
Yeah, but we really need to do it, because now there's just so many. And it would really help if somehow we could get it like per state. Like, look at what's going on in this state. They still have Top Dasher in the Dakotas, or like, just to see how far off we are from updates of each other too, because that is going on too. Michelle knows it. There are literally, no joke, Michelle probably knows this, there are people who still have Top Dasher.
There are.
Like a lot of them.
There are. There's phases and rollouts, but can I just bring up one thing?
Yeah.
Who has not, the biggest item this week is the great pizza glitch of 2024. Anybody?
No, what is
Yeah.
that?
Oh my God. It has been the biggest fiasco, and it's only with Android phones. So maybe Tom might have something to add. So people were sending it in, and I kept saying, there is no glitch. There is no glitch, until I was getting tons of them. I have an iPhone, so it didn't hit me. So this is mainly, if anybody's out there listening and wants to chime in, please do. But it was definitely Papa John's and Pizza Hut, which are in my area. And people were accepting orders and they were gone. The orders were gone. And so DoorDash didn't do anything. They kept calling support. They said, we're aware of it. Well, today they put out a disclaimer and they said, folks, we know what happened. We know it was the Android. And now what we're going to do to resolve it is, for the next 7 days, Y'all get to be platinum.
Oh, wow.
What?
And people said, I lost hundreds of dollars of orders that I took that disappeared from my screen. And you just gonna make me platinum? But
Wait.
other people that, yeah. Go
So
ahead.
I'm just trying to get this right. So people would get like a Pizza Hut or Papa
Yeah.
John's order
Yeah.
and then like go to the restaurant and it would just disappear. Is that
Yes,
what would happen?
disappeared. And they
After
would,
they delivered it?
and they didn't deliver, and DoorDash did not pay.
Oh, so like the restaurant didn't even have it.
I'm not sure, and that's why I'm saying if anybody else is out there, help me, because I have an iPhone. It didn't happen, and it's still not clear to me, except that it impacted so many people, and they're angry. They're very
That's a waste of
angry.
their time.
But I do have the. I posted the letter as our marquee post on both, and the solution was to make everybody platinum for a week. We're gonna give you, I guess, so you can have the dash.
Wait,
now.
first, so then they're
Wait a
taking it
minute.
away though?
No,
sorry.
but that doesn't make that doesn't make sense. So let me get this straight. So we took money from you. We're going to make you platinum, but because now every dasher in your area is platinum, you're not going to get orders because now everybody can dash whenever they want to do. So you're still not going to get money no matter which way you do it.
You know what, Kim? That's exactly right. That's
So
exactly.
Katie Free says, "Yep, I am platinum now. I know why."
Yeah, it
But-
said that if you were impacted by the error that caused you to be incorrectly unassigned from one or more pizza offers, we've already fixed the error and have removed all the applicable unassigns. And people were upset because their completion rates went down. From your completion calculation, we apologize for the inconvenience. As a token of our appreciation for the service you provide to customers and merchants in your community, we have also granted you platinum level rewards access for the next 7 days.
Wow.
So yeah, so here's what we're getting from the live chat. So again, Katie Free is saying the order popped up, I accepted it, and then it disappeared. Never went to pick up the order.
Yeah, she's right.
My.
She's right.
Wow.
So this brings up something weird. Let's pick on Uber Eats for a minute, because actually Miko just was reaching out to me today about something I know about Uber Rideshare, but she said that this came through for Eats. Miko, you want to say this, because I want to see if you guys have seen this in the chat, put it in there. I want to know.
So pretty much what it is, I received that in the dash, in the app, and it said that they wanted to, let me bring it up because I know I have it. Give me a second. Record my ride. Now, I haven't done rideshare for Uber a very, very long time. I even switched my account over to Uber Eats Pro. So when they sent me this, I was like, record my ride. I don't do rideshare. And then, I was thinking to myself, you want to use my camera and my mic to record me and listen to me, which you probably were doing that anyway, but now you know that you can do it. Now you want to get permission from me? No, it's okay. So I just thought that was kind of odd that I received that, and I don't do rideshare. So I was just, kind of like asking different people, hey, did you get this? Did you get this? Because maybe other people got it, and then maybe they just did a mass. You know how they do a mass, dash in Dash app or whatever to send you stuff. And everybody was like, no. And I'm thinking to myself, like, because I started taking it personal. I was like, they caught on to the customers and drivers movement. So I said, they're trying to set me up, but inside joke. So
I mean, the only two things I can think of is one, they're trying to use it as we're just looking out for the safety of driver, even though we know this isn't true, but we're looking out for the safety of drivers. Even Uber Eats drivers have been getting carjacked and assaulted and this, that, and the other. But really, I think it's just for all of their telematics, I don't even know, or it's related to the legal pushes that are being done against these apps right now, because there's so much, the oversaturation is being treated very harshly. the not being able to use third-party apps is being treated extremely harshly, and I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm glad because that's an independent contractor, right? But that's the biggest one right now that I'm talking with people about. Like, that's the one that all politicians are falling in line with. They say that you can use anything you want in every state, and that they're going to make that possible. That's what I'm hearing everywhere. So, like, if you want to use one of Gary's apps, if you used to use the Para app, if you use Maestro or whatever you use, they're saying you guys can't get in the way. They're allowed to use those. Independent contractors in every state have the right to use any tools they choose to get the work done outside of the hiring entity's control or knowledge. And that's the same in every state. So that's why they're pushing it hard. They're saying, nope, they get to use anything they want.
Cool.
So, I mean, yeah, it should be cool. Because especially like, let's plug Gary for a minute, as we should. But I mean, Gary's apps are, I mean, yeah, they help you with things, but they're pretty much just designed for safety against these apps so you don't get into an accident accepting a damn order. Or not accepting it in an intersection, it's ridiculous. Like, his apps are proof of why we should be allowed to use these. I don't know. And then before we jump into what's worked, what hasn't worked for all of us this week, because I also want to hear right after this from Cheyenne, because even when she signed on, she was talking about already what's going on with the new laws up in BC. But the Giant Eagle grocery stores now through October 17th are running free delivery instead of their $9.99 to see if they can get a base going to actually kick all of the apps out of the store. They're running free delivery and in-store pricing to see if they can get the base up. If they can, they're going to push all the apps out. They're sick of them. So it's just another thing. If you guys have Giant Eagle, you can get in-store prices. You can use coupons. You can get your gas points, your whatever points. You can order through there. You don't have to pay a dime. It's normally $9.99 an order. Gets to you within 4 hours. It's now free until October 17th, and you get in-store prices. I think they're trying to show you this is how much more you're paying for the apps. So we don't have Giant Eagles, so I don't know. I can't speak about them. I just thought that was interesting.
Where are they?
I don't even know. I mean,
not in the Midwest that I'm aware of.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure who owns them. Like, they might be owned by Kroger, just kind of how King Soopers is out here, or by, I don't know. I mean, they might have a parent company. I just saw this come up today. But Cheyenne already in BC. So we just talked about this last week. And it was it's $20.80 per engaged time. They don't use active time. They call it engaged time, but it's the same thing. From the time you grab the order till the time you drop it off, $20.88. And then it was 45 cents.
35.
Well, 45 per rideshare ride.
Oh, okay.
And per kilometer, and then 35 cents per kilometer for every food delivery. So we were saying last week, if you did 30 kilometers in an active hour and did 2 deliveries, you were active a whole hour of an hour, that you would get $30 an hour.
Yeah.
So now tell us, because we all said how it would play out, but now tell us how it's playing out.
Yeah. So if you go in the, let's say, DoorDash and Uber Eats group, I didn't even think of checking in Instacart or anything. People are not happy with it. Yeah, of course, you're going to have some people that are happy. They're saying that they're making more, or it seems like they're making more. But most people are saying that they're making less than they were making before. Let's say they were on average $24, $28 an hour. Now they're at the minimum, $20.88. There are also people saying that when they received the weekly summary, it didn't add up to what was in the app. So that was the other thing, that they were very confused on what is DoorDash using to calculate this? How is it being given to us? When it comes to kilometers, it's not matching up. So people aren't tipping because they can't tip until after. So it's a huge mess. People aren't happy. And yeah, it's just the beginning of it. And customers also have that extra, I think on Uber, it's $2. And it says $2 BC. I took a screenshot of it.
So
Right.
they're already passing along to the customer with a line item like, hey,
Yeah, so it says service and BC courier fees. 13% service fees, including a $2 BC courier fee, applies to this order. The BC courier fee is to help offset new minimum hourly pay and expense rates set by the government of BC. Customers will now see this $2 amount on all delivery orders to help cover this extra costs. Tips remain optional. Go to the courier. Why they gotta say that?
especially in Canada, you guys don't even tip anyway.
Well, we do tip. We
You
do
don't pay your
tip.
taxes, you don't tip.
We tip. We pay taxes. We pay a lot of taxes over here. But yeah, it depends. It depends on the customer. It depends on the area as well. But a lot of people are not happy with this.
And that's what I really wanted to mention about it. Of course they're not. I just didn't expect it that quick.
Yeah, it was quick. Like
I mean, I hope other states where it starts coming out, because I mean, again, it was California, then Seattle, and it took a long time for people to understand why it was such a lose. But I hope that, I mean, you guys recognized it real quick. I do know that law passed earlier, so maybe people have been a little aware, but usually the gig workers aren't until it's actually in effect. And it just went into effect last week. So if they're already like, dude, what's up?
I think
That
it's also
means-
because like out of all the provinces, BC is one of the most expensive provinces to live in as well.
Mhm.
So you're going to see if your pay is cut because you're going to feel it. You're really going to feel it. Like there's another content creator. What's her YouTube name is A Foxy Mess, and her area, it's expensive to live there. So yeah, if your hourly is going to be cut, you're going to feel that very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm surprised because that also means the customers are feeling it that quickly
Yeah.
and are like backing off a bit at a
Yeah.
time when, I mean, I don't even know if we've discussed this with you. We've all discussed it, but up there, I mean, I'm sure that your economy's not booming right now, right? Things are
No.
tough. Okay.
Things are tough. Things are crazy.
Okay. Because here they're really upside down crazy. Like,
Yeah,
that-
and in inflation, like, and they're like, oh, inflation rate's not like ridiculous, but yet food is, it's not. Yeah, it's not good here.
yeah. Well, don't worry, it's not good here either.
Yeah.
We got nothing to brag about right now. But so Kim, you're on Flex.
I'm on.
I am now the longest person on the Flex waiting list. So Amazon Flex, I'm right here. 3 years now.
Yeah, I got the email late last week, and I'm like, what just happened? I was so excited. So you have 72 hours to fill out all of your paperwork. They said it's going to take like a half hour to do. You have to watch a whole bunch of videos, and a day went by and I got on. Background check came back and I'm good. So yeah, I haven't done one yet this week. I was just commenting to Red Speedy Gonzalez that like my week this week has been a little crazy. So I promise I will let everybody know when I do my first Amazon
I mean, have you
Flex.
looked? Are you impressed with what you're seeing? Are you
I think to me, it seems like in my area, a very standard dollar amount. It's like, I haven't seen anything like, ooh, like I have to go do that right now.
Right.
It seems all pretty standard. So yeah.
What is it, Kim? What's a 3 hour?
It ranges anywhere from, I think, 72, and I think I've gone up to like 100, I think I've seen. So
Yeah, they should get better. We have almost 6 distribution centers in my area, so it's real. And I would recommend if there's you're talking Amazon Flex, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend if you've got a good Facebook group or a Facebook chat, because I don't do it that often, but I'm so proud of the people that are in this group. They'll drop orders because they have to, and they'll say, hurry up and get my order. They help each other, and it's not real. I mean, it's competitive in getting the jobs because you have to press it and be there and be present. but they help each other a lot. And they also help each other with all the depots, if there's weights and all that, because there's lots of weights at depots, especially in the morning. And you know about the thing when you arrive at like 5 a.m, if they don't have any, you get to pay and leave.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And people play that really right, because let's say you are getting paid $75. If you get there and they don't have a route for you as they promised you, you get to leave with pay.
Interesting.
So there's lots of ways to work it, but these chats that you can get in are incredibly positive that I have found. I'm amazed at me, doing our group and how spiteful Doordashers can be with each other. But these Amazon Flex people are helpful to each other. So it's quite a difference.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after all these years, I would expect even if it sucks, you're going to do one.
Of course.
Like, you got to.
Yeah.
And for
What
those
about-
of you that don't have Fetch and it's in your area, do Fetch, because Fetch is a straight up, at least in my area, it's $31 an hour. Usually they come out in 3-hour blocks, usually takes 2 hours stops. So you get $93. So check it out.
You do drive, someone just said in the chat that you do drive a lot of miles. Yes. You, just like Tom was saying, though, you don't know if they won't. When I told you go to distribution center, that's part one. That distribution center may send you out to, 40, 50 miles away to do your route. You don't know where you're going. And you may go out to a place where there's all new housing developments, and that you have no control over.
Yeah.
And so you may do hundreds of miles in one day. And that's a problem that Amazon has such high expectations on delivery times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 17 distribution centers just in Houston.
I bet.
17. I mean,
But
so
that's also for the full-time carrier vans, right?
These are they're in a different area.
Huh.
I mean,
I would just assume that even if you have multiples, that it's servicing both the Sprinter vans that say Amazon as well as the Flex drivers. I don't know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I tried to do Amazon Flex, but I have an Android and it made me go through all these different steps. It's not easy like iPhone to get started. So I was frustrated. I just stopped it.
You mean trying to do you have Gary's? It's free. Do you have Gary's? You have to have an iPhone, guys, to do this. But if you go to Gary'sApps.com, Middleton Technologies, he has an app called Flex Alert for Android. So if you have an Android phone, what it does is it constantly looks and grabs you a batch so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, that's
and it's free. And it just runs in the background. So you guys can go download it. It's super easy to use. I don't have an Android, so I can't use it, but I also am not on Flex, and I haven't been for 3 years. Dude, I'm telling you, everybody else that's on wait list for every other thing, I get on the wait list, I get right off it. And I've been very lucky like that, but Flex has just really had it out for me. They're like, nope, you can't work for us. Like, why? Maybe they've seen the podcast and they know I'm going to dog them hard. I don't know. Like, don't let that dude on. But as far as weeks, how was it? Because I was, so the 6-hour live I did yesterday, it's going to be happening the next 2 Wednesdays too, and maybe even beyond. It was a lot of fun, but I got a lot of feedback from a lot of people who passed through the day. And it has been, everybody's doing horrible. Some people are saying I'm doing a little better, but like yesterday, I was getting a real mix. Some people, and people I know too, who were just floating in, haven't seen in a while, whatnot. Some were doing good, some were doing great, some were doing awful. So I don't know. While we have a little time here, also in the chat, start throwing it out there. But if we go around, like, Kim, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Not just Kim.
I'm like, I'm doing good. It's my normal hustle. I hate to say it's my normal hustle. It's the same old thing, different day, You have to work. This is the thing. You have to work. And I've been saying
you do have to work.
I've been saying this for months now. You have to go out, you have to take orders, you have to work. You take orders, you work, you get money. It's a very simple formula, but it's worked for me and it's still working and I'm still making my money.
Yeah. I mean, for what you expect in the rideshare hours you're doing.
Yeah, things are good. I am never not busy.
Right, but I also know you enjoy rideshare too. That's always a perk, that you enjoy it. So
today, more than other days, I don't know what was in the water today, but I just had a great group of riders today. Just every one of them was interesting, and two of them were from India and areas where I'd been in India. So we talked about India and had a good conversation there. And I don't know, it was just a good group.
yeah,
Now, are you going to work tomorrow on Friday the 13th?
Of course. Of course. I don't pay attention. The only time so on New Year's one time I picked up a guy and we're driving down the road and he said, I'm a little bit nervous about being out on New Year's. And I said, yeah, why is that? He said, well, I've been in a couple of accidents on New Year's Eve. And I said, you have? He said, yeah, on one of them, that's why I walk with a limp. I lost part of my leg. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then last year I was in my car with my brother and my dad. They were both killed. Like, okay, so like, how many other accidents were you in? He said, altogether has been 4 on New Year's Eve. This was New Year's Eve. I pulled the car over and said, get the hell out of my car. He's like, no, I'm serious, man. I'm like, okay, but we're going to like go really, really slow to get to your house. So that's the only time I've been superstitious. I was like really nervous having that guy in my car. He's been in 4 accidents on New Year's Eve and lost a brother and his dad and lost part of his leg.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, luckily it's already done and thankfully he got where he was going. But can you imagine, like, had you been in an accident and he died and you didn't?
I know, right? It would have been like, gosh. So yeah, I want to be in the car with that guy.
That's awful.
But yeah, no, I'm driving Friday 13th, whatever.
Yeah. Miko, I know you're in Florida. I know that the area you're in can be real. I talk to people from there all the time. They're either stoked at times or not or whatever. But how are you doing? I know that Miko has, by the way, and on the podcast Monday, you guys will hear it. Miko does a lot of things. That's why she's Miko, the entrepreneur. And she's got a lot of things going on, Yes. So, but how app-wise, or just even if you want to put it in general of everything you do, like how you just doing lately?
So I only do DoorDash and Uber Eats. I'm on the wait list for Instacart. And, I dropped VHO because I just don't think they lie about the payouts. I think it's up and down. I think you really have to be at 80% platinum with DoorDash. And I fuss a lot in my car. I'm telling you, it's just, it's weird. But I think overall, if you have DoorDash on, you turn on Uber Eats, you hurry up and get an order. DoorDash will hurry up and give you an order. I don't know what it is. I do it all the time, and especially if I've been waiting, they'll just hurry up and give me an order. And I'm like, I've been waiting all this time. Now that I'm trying to multi-app, you won't allow me. So it's just, they don't want you to multi-app at all.
Right. And unfortunately,
they want you to stay loyal.
I can't say between those two, but I mean, we know it goes on between like 4 other companies like Lyft. I'll just keep it real simple that we know Lyft and Uber do data sharing 100% on not even about incidents anymore. They just share each other's data straight in real time. Because like if somebody gets kicked off for any kind of assault charge or anything to a minor on the problem they created, Uber Teen, they instantly deal with that on both platforms. But they also have been starting to do data sharing with other platforms too. It's getting really weird. And so I would say you might be right, but the problem is we're supposed to be multi-apping. We're independent contractors. So, and if you had enough orders on, the problem is if you had enough orders on DoorDash, you wouldn't have turned on Uber Eats. So, that's their problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I hear you, because for me it's different, because I'm 17% now. I was gunning for Kim there for a minute. I got up to 22 or 23%. I'm back down. I'm 17 again.
Yeah.
So I'm a bottom feeder.
Nico believes what I believe in.
Fantasy?
You just have to do it.
It's not fantasy when it's reality, when you're making money.
I know. I
We
just
believe
can't
in
get
kindness.
there. I can't.
Kindness.
I see, Kim, do you even think that somebody like me would have even a chance without just losing tons of money to get to that status at this point?
See, I don't know what it's like now. I've been maintaining for so long. I don't know
Right.
what it's like to do the climb anymore, to be honest with you.
Right, but think about the climb from 17%, and I've never, except for once, been over 20. Do you
If
think
you
I'm going to
can
make
do
it,
it,
or do you think it's
you're
going
a
to be $2 offers, and you just better keep taking them?
honestly, if you're a driver who can do it in 4 or 5 days, I would say yes. Just know, you have to change your mindset to do it. Whenever I did a climb, I had to turn off what I knew and what I know about cherry picking, and I had to have the mindset I'm taking every single order. So it's a lot of it is changing your mindset. But whenever I did the climb, I multi-app. So the minute I got so tired of and frustrated, I just turned on Uber Eats or Grubhub and to clear my head. So it definitely it's a climb. I'm not gonna say it's not easy. But I've had success being in a high acceptance rate for what, a year and a half, 2 years now.
So yeah, I mean, and I know back then even it was hard. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not even dissing on it. If that's what people need to do, because it is time to pivot, shift, start taking on more. We always say multi-app, have other streams of revenue, all these things. But even if it's just with DoorDash and you got to pivot, here's what I finally came up with that I feel comfortable saying is that you are a business, whether you're taking that seriously or not, whether you're just independent contractor means flex time. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it does, but they could take that away too and find ways to, they kind of already have. For me, I don't have flex time with DoorDash, but you're going to have to treat it like a business and go, okay, listen, to be able to make the money, I'm going to have to take a few days loss.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's rough, and it is going to be a sacrifice that you kind of have to outweigh. To your point, is the loss going to be worth the gain in the end? And that's something. I mean, it honestly, a whole bunch of Dashers just got reset. What was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? So if you were one of those Dashers and you wanted to try it out, then I think that's the time to do it. If you're a Dasher who can get reset, try to maintain it and see whether you make more money. That's the way I would do it now if I were in any Dasher shoes.
Yeah, I mean, what just happened that Michelle pointed out earlier, that would be, if they were smart, now that we just shifted to kids back in school, people not traveling so much, right now would be the time to see who are your true Dashers and give everybody that platinum whatever best status, if it's still top Dasher in a market, whatever. I know they like to play those games. Whatever the top status is in the market, give them that status for a week or two. Let them use it and see if, I know. I mean, to no, because I'm just saying,
not just to me though, but if you do that with every Dasher in a market, you're going to oversaturate a market to the point where no one's going to get an order. So you're trying it out and you might think that it's complete crap because you're not getting orders, because now everybody can dash whenever they want to dash.
Right, but I've been under 20% since 2020.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the reset when they did the reset. I thought, I was stoked. I was like, wow, they're going to reset. I got a chance here, and they didn't reset me.
Yeah, I think there's, from what I hear across the board, there's two schools of thought. One is I've got to maintain the platinum because I've got to have the Dash now. I don't know what it's like not to be able to schedule. I have no trouble scheduling, but people are saying, this is what my schedule looks like. It's blank. Or I had a schedule and it's disappeared. Number two, that they are the flip side is B, is that they feel in their head that if they don't get 80% platinum, they don't get good orders.
Yeah.
And so it's either the Dash now or I'm not getting good orders. And that's, and people will die on that sword. They will have arguments and endless.
It just depends on the market, you know, it really does. And how, and I mean, also, like, do you have all the apps available to you in your market that I do? I talked to a lot of people in the live stream yesterday who they're like, I don't have that one. I was like, oh, how about this? I don't have that one. So yeah, they might rely on it more.
I think there's a misconception though out there, right? Like I think like people think I'm going to be platinum and every order I get is going to be absolutely fantastic and wonderful and an LOC and you know all these big, and like that's not the case. Like you still see crap in platinum. It's just how you work the program in order to skirt around those crap orders. Like that's what I save my declines for. So you have to know exactly how many orders. It's a math thing. You have to know how many orders in a week you work, and the percentage, that's how you figure out how many orders per day you can decline. So it's kind of simple math, but I saved the declines for those like really horrible orders that I'm like, yeah, no, I'm never doing that. But you're still going to see crap orders even at a platinum level. Like you're never going to get rid of them.
Yeah. And the other thing is that people can't get used to the rolling 100. The people that don't want to dash for a week, that you pretty much have to dash continuously to maintain that 100. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Gigwise has a good point here too. You know, I mean, he's huge on delivered.
Yeah.
Most of us love delivered. I put out a survey. How many of you are on delivered? I know Kim did one about delivered too. But I just did one this week. I said, how many of you are on the Deliver app or have tried it? And it ended up being like, you know, there's like 100 votes and it's like 20%. I was pretty shocked.
I was shocked too.
How do you
I'm like, what the heck? Like, I thought most of you guys were on this. What's going on, dude?
How do you get to be an elite driver? What's the standard for that?
There's no set standard. You just have to take orders. It's basically what it comes down. The more order, it's based off of a percentage of how many drivers are in your area. So it's the top 10% of the drivers in your area. It's based off of accepting orders, being on time, so and whatever else they measure it by.
Okay.
So Cheyenne, how about you and just overall your earnings? I mean, we're all cutting back. I mean, I'm cutting back. I'm guessing everybody is. I've had some conversations with some of these people offline and on other things, and you know, we're making things work. But I have multiple streams of income. I think most of us up here do, and even that, I'm having to like really, I'm having to tighten the reins a lot. So,
yeah, I've cut back a lot actually because I realized the time that I was out, it kind of wasn't worth it anymore versus other things that I'm doing to bring in income. So I've cut back a lot, but anytime I went out, like I went out, not last weekend, but the weekend before, it was horrible. I was out and I was sitting there and I waited about 45 minutes for and not even like a good order, but a decent order that was not less money than the distance that I'm going to be going. And as I showed you guys, my market is huge. So it's not the same. And someone was asking me like, oh, how do I sign up? How do I do this? And I was like, honestly, it's not what it used to be. I would highly suggest doing other things before relying on this. Yes, download the app, try it out. You will have to multi-app, which is really hard to tell a newbie that they're going to have to multi-app because they don't even know one app yet. So before we used to say, okay, start with DoorDash and get familiar with that and then go to Uber or whatever. But you can't rely on just one app in this area. And there's a lot of drivers. I'm seeing so many drivers that I've never seen before. And they're taking, you can tell, a lot of really bad offers because they're standing there, the phone rings and they just accept. Like they're not even looking at the screen to see what the order is. They're just accepting. I'm sorry, I can't do that. There's no way. And I'm part-time. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, I understand for you guys are full-time, so this is what you do to bring in your income. I'm part-time. This is, yes, it helps the household, but it's also when my children don't have sports, when my children don't have something, and I can go out for a few hours, maybe like 2-3 hours. That's it.
But
So
then also, how much of that 3 hours are you optimized too? That's the most
Exactly.
important thing. You know?
Exactly. So it's like sometimes on weekends, those 2-3 hours is from like 2 to 4. What am I doing from 2 to 4? Nobody's ordering any food. So I'll turn on Instacart from home and I'll see what pops in. But a lot of times nothing comes in, you know? So it's really tough. It's not the same that it used to be, which is also why I haven't been posting videos, because I'm like, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and also you don't want to be, you know, I get it. You know, I mean, like everybody has to get creative about their videos. I mean, Kim's videos always make sense. You can see it and she's going to make sense of it, but you can't just be pushing the apps anymore and go, hey, get on Doordash. Really? Like,
No,
that's a way to kill your channel right there, is to be telling people that, like, come on, man.
no.
If they come to you and want advice, that's different. But like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be saying, do this, you'll make money. Like, that's
Definitely not.
because there's a much bigger technique and game to it now. I mean, we used to say it was brainless work and you could just work one app. You can't work one app anymore. You just can't. Those days are gone.
Especially in my market.
Right. So, I mean, like you were saying, to a newbie, that's going to be even harder. Because
there's a whole bunch of different challenges when you're multi-apping, right? You have to know your market. You have to know, what restaurant's good, what restaurant's not good. You can't know that as a newbie.
Yeah. Man, Jason Gregory that's the second time he said it. He hates delivered. And Thomas Mathis is saying he loves it. And I'll let you guys battle it out, man. But I went over, Kim and I have this bet going, or not even a bet. I don't know. It's like she was going to pull the plug. Clearly she didn't do it, so the test worked. But that's a wrap for the week, folks. Did we say? We definitely said, oh, guys, you're running out of time with what is the gig app monitoring platform? What is that? That's Display Ride. And you guys are running out of time. Rodeo gets you, instead of $300 for the camera, it's $200. And it gets you, instead of $20 a month, it's only $10. That's only till the last day of this month. And then it goes to $320 a month. So if you're interested at all, get it. I mean, Kim and I don't get anything from the purchase of it. You do have to put in Rodeo at the exit code, but you got to do it now. I mean, it just doesn't, I understand things are tight, but at least here in my city's crazy. Most cities are getting crazy. There's no reason anybody shouldn't have a dash cam, first of all, but this is a monitoring platform, much different. But that's a wrap for the week. I want to thanks to Miko for joining this week. And for those who want to know, Miko and I are doing the podcast Monday. Come check it out. We're going to be talking about some different stuff a little bit. So you guys will definitely be interested. But thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for listening on the audio podcast. And until next Thursday, be safe, earn smart, and Kim.
Kindness is always free.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
She arrived, snapping at the tempo, playing perfect rhythm with the song on the radio.